Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today here I have a poem for all of you guys, whoever sees this. So it's called A Day Which Shall Live in Infamy. Today is December the 7th, 2024. It is the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. 1941, December 7th, 1941. So what's that? I'm bad at math. Let's see. 60 minus 1, 59, plus 24, 63. 83? It's the 83rd anniversary. Well, I can't do math, but let's just assume it's the 83rd anniversary of Pearl Harbor, right? Today. We're not going to really talk about Pearl Harbor because it's not really important right now, but alright, so why am I so afraid to die when so many have faced the same fate? I'd be joining all my favorite people from history, all the singers who left us too soon, all of the ancestors my relatives speak of with such nostalgia and joy. And within the nick of time, I'll soon be joined by everyone I ever loved. Every pretty girl I doted over in class. Every friend I shared a laugh and a cry with. So why fear the eternal slumber when I'll be in the realm of eternal cuddles, where all tears cease and strength becomes meaningless, where all the roaches we've squashed will have their justice. Yet what is this sense of hesitation which forces me to cling to my mortal shell in times of desperation? The pleading cry and internal unease which have driven me towards preservation. In this world where even among the ambitious, only 1 in a million can be a Caesar or a Shakespeare. In this body with a mind that cannot be consoled by the simple pleasures of life. Misery enjoys company, but don't we all? And even then, half the time, I can't stand your soul enough to keep you in the home of my heart. Love the sin, hate the sinner. When the atom bombs drop and melt the cruelty in your heart, I'll be there to embrace you with a kick to reduce you to ashes. Anyways, that's all we got for poetry today. Fuck. So I've been going over the different possibilities for what happens after we die. Not quite sure what happens. I'm agnostic, but I keep all doors open. So my primary assumption with death is that we are reduced to nothingness, like consciousness just stops. Everything we've ever known, it's all just gone. It all just stops. Reduces to nothing. No black, no white, no anything, no experience, just all gone. It's like people just, oh fuck, there's a mosquito, it's pretty big. It's flying around. It probably fucking drank my blood already. I do not like mosquitoes because they drink my blood and they fucking spread malaria. And if I'm going to die, it's not going to be from fucking malaria, trust me. That is not what I'm going to die of, hopefully. But life is just like that. Maybe I will die of malaria, who knows? Hmm. Or like West Nile virus, fucking Zika virus. Mosquitoes are fucking, I don't know. I can't talk bad about mosquitoes, you know. They're just trying to live. Like the female mosquito needs human blood, or I think they drink off of other animals as well, but they need blood in order to lay their eggs. So I mean, like, what do? We kill animals, like cows. We kill chickens. We kill pigs in order to get our hamburgers, our pork chops, our chicken nuggets, stuff like that. So I mean, what's the difference between us and mosquitoes? We have a brain that can talk, or not a brain that can talk, but we have a brain that can allow us to talk, right? Mosquitoes can't talk. They can buzz, but I mean, really, what's the difference between like it's such like it's such an arbitrary position of superiority. Just because we can like talk and just because we have culture doesn't make us any better than mosquitoes, you know? I mean, like assuming that there is a God, I'd assume that we'd all be equal in that God's eyes, right? Which going back to these different ideas, we have here heaven and we have hell. Heaven is a realm of oh look, there's a fly. I like flies. Hey, Mr. Fly. He's crawling on the screen. Block the camera. Go in front of the camera. He won't. He's chilling. So we have heaven and we have hell. Approaching because I come from a Catholic background. I went to Catholic school when I was younger. But so we have heaven and we have hell. In the Christian doctrine, I believe. Oh, okay. So I have here purgatory as well. Heaven. Oh fuck. Damn. Fuck, dude. Fuck is this shit? God damn. That sucks. But it is what it is. I had some shit playing in the background, or not in the background, but like my fucking tab. I'm gonna close all my fucking tabs. No need to have these open anymore. Okay. So heaven is a realm of eternal pleasure, and hell is a realm of eternal punishment. Right. So you're gonna be in pain if you're in hell, and you're gonna be in pleasure if you're in heaven. But I feel like eventually, if like you're in a realm of eternal punishment or eternal pleasure, you just get used to it, like numb to the pleasure, numb to the punishment, to the point where it really wouldn't matter. It wouldn't really mean anything to you. But then again, I'm not so sure. And then like the concept of like something being eternal, like eternal damnation, eternal punishment, just sounds ridiculous to me. Because like, why would I be punished for eternity for something I did on this like earth for 60 years? That just doesn't make any sense. Like, if anything, you'd be sent to like because like even in Hinduism or no. Well, maybe Hinduism, but I was looking into Buddhism a little while ago, couple months ago, and it's like as far as like the stages of reincarnation, like you can go to like a hell realm, you can go to like a heavenly realm, or like you can be a diva, like a god. You can be like a hell being, a hell being. I think it's like a hell being where you're like tortured for eternity, but it's a temporary thing. Like I think it's only like 500 years, which I mean that's like a long. Well, I honestly don't know how long it is, but it's like it's a period of time, but it's not eternity. Like you get past that realm. Like if you, even if you're a god, that's not like that's not the goal of not the goal of Hinduism or Buddhism to become a or I don't think you can become a god in Hinduism. But in Buddhism, you can definitely become a god, a diva. But it's just like one step on the path to nirvana, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But I don't think the concept of heaven and hell as like eternal realms of like pleasure or punishment really makes sense. But then again, we live in a very strange world, so I really couldn't tell you whether or not. Like I don't know, because maybe there's a deity that like really wants to punish us for eternity for some random ass shit we did on Earth and then give us pleasure for some other random ass shit we did on Earth. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like humans aren't that special, my opinion. So, and then there's being a ghost. So maybe when you die, you just if you have like maybe not even like unfinished business, but like maybe when you die in general, you just become a ghost or like some sort of spiritual entity or like supernatural creature that like wanders the earth or is part of nature or something. I really don't know, but it's like a possibility. Like you think about like the slit mouth woman. Like she was like I can't remember what happened to her in life, but like she look this mosquito. Come here. You gonna die. Ah, fuck you. Anyways, so supernatural creature, that's an option. I couldn't tell you how you get there or like what supernatural creature you'd become when you die. Maybe it would depend on the nature of your death and the nature of your life, perhaps. Then we have here moksha and nirvana. So that is transcending the illusion of the self and like realizing your unity with Brahman in Hinduism, which would be moksha, or in Buddhism, just like transcending the self and breaking free from the cycle of samsara to reach nirvana. I'm not a fucking expert on Hinduism or Buddhism or anything like that, but I do have some like very 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 baseline knowledge. Um, there's that, and then like I was talking about earlier, if you don't reach that, that's like if you like dedicate your life to like meditation or whatever, like for like 20 years or whatever, or not even that. Like there's different ways. Like you can be a selfless person like Gandhi, like just doing things for your people. I don't know if that's a path in Hindu and Buddhism, but definitely in Hinduism, it's a path towards moksha. No fly. You know, flies and mosquitoes are related. I mean, everything on Earth is related, but I mean they're closely related. But yet, most flies don't suck blood. Like this fly has like red eyes, but he's like being pretty nice to me. He's not doing nothing. See, he's like flying on me and shit. He's being pretty chill. Anyways, we have reincarnation here. That's like when you die, mm, you just like you get reborn as something else. Which reincarnation doesn't really make sense to me because like coming from the perspective of consciousness is like a side effect of the structure of the brain and neural system, like the structure of neurons in the brain and like the different stimuli that come together, like your visual senses, your smell, your taste, all coming together to form consciousness. It just doesn't really make sense how you could become someone else once you die. If like once you die, all of these things go away. Even speaking about like the concept of the soul, it like the concept of the soul really does not make sense to me. Like as far as where it would go, why it would go wherever it went. Like my grandma, she's a Christian, but she believes in reincarnation. Religion is such a like a sticky subject. It's not such a clear cut thing. Like you can people are a lot more syncretic than organized religions would like to have you believe. From what I understand, like people's beliefs as far as like how religion is structured, and like people basically believe people believe what they want to believe. People believe what they want to believe, and what people believe, from what I've experienced, can differ from person to person. Although people within the same community might share the same beliefs, but I'm pretty sure that like beliefs would vary from community to community. Like not everyone believes like the exact same set of doctrine or has the exact same interpretation of like how things came to be or whatever. This fly's chilling. So we have here purgatory. Um, and that's another. That's okay. So if there is like a heaven or a hell, speaking from the perspective of like Christianity and like Islam, I don't think I think there's some sects of Judaism that believe in hell, but I think in general they just believe in like an afterlife. But I haven't really studied Judaism, so I really couldn't tell you for sure. That might be my next study, Judaism. I know they have like the Kabbalah and stuff like that. Some more. I really don't know anything about Judaism, so I really can comment on that. But like purgatory, that would be like it would be a transitionary period that you would go to. Like let's say like you did a little bit of fucked up things, but you weren't like really fucked up, so you wouldn't go to hell. You just go to purgatory for a while to like think about things, and then you go to heaven or whatever. But like if there was a hell and if there was a heaven, I wouldn't think that you would go to a place like that for eternity. I think that you would probably go for a little while, just so you can get punished for a little bit, and then you probably go to purgatory and think about things, think about how you were punished, think about your life, and then you probably go to heaven. It'd be like Dante's Inferno. Only Italians can do that though. Only Italians can go from heaven, go to hell to heaven, because Satan loves Italians. Satan loves the Italian people because the Romans are bloodthirsty. They watched people get ripped to death by lions, and they loved it. They cheered for it. So that's why Satan loves Italians. That's why Mussolini is in heaven. Maybe not now, but within the next 20 years, Mussolini will be in the pearly gates. He'll be at the pearly gates. So that takes us to our next concept, the afterlife, which is like a more general concept. I have here Hades and Valhalla as examples of what the afterlife could be. Hades, I think, is like a realm of punishment, but I'm not entirely sure. What I mean when I say afterlife is like you're not really punished or like rewarded for anything that you do. It's just like a place that you go to after you die. In ancient Egypt, they have the concept of like you die, and then I'm guessing like it differed from time to time, but from what I remember from like school is like your heart would be weighed. You would go to this like realm where like there was this, I think it was Anubis, the god with like the head of a cat or something like that. I really can't remember what his head looked like, but it was Anubis, and then there was this like monster with like the body of a lion and the head of a crocodile, and there's a scale, and your heart would be weighed against a feather, and the feather was like this feather symbolized like purity, and if your heart was not pure enough, if your heart wasn't pure enough to enter the afterlife, you would just get eaten by that animal with the head of a crocodile and a lion, and you become nothing. I don't think that's going to happen to me. Perhaps the ancient Egyptians were correct. Who knows? Maybe they were. Who knows? But Valhalla concept in Norse mythology. For I don't really know very much about it, but I wrote it down because it's like something that um is part of culture, Western culture, like the realm of the warriors or whatever. I really don't know too much about it, but that's where the warriors go when they die. It's like see you in Valhalla, whatever. I have here a repeat of life. Like let's say you die, and then once you die, like you get to go back to the beginning of your life and just like do everything all over again, except like you get to like do everything all over again. It's like Groundhog Day basically. Groundhog Day until you reach like the best possible outcome, and then you get to die. And then there's simulation, which is like you die, and then it's like wow, you were just in this fucking video game. Congratulations, you accomplished nothing. Now you're here, which, or I think the simulation thing. If I was watching a YouTube video a couple months ago, and it was like siren. It was like you die, and then like it's basically like I said with like the repeat of life. Like you die, and then you like come back, and you like just do everything over and over again like a cycle. Or like it's like reincarnation, kind of like I really don't understand simulation, but that's like a possibility, I suppose. I mean, I've seen some strange things, but then again, I was on drugs when I saw those strange things. So, well, I wasn't on the kind of drugs that make you hallucinate. Like I was at my I was when I was in college. Um, I was just outside watching people go by, and like I saw this girl. She walked by me, right? She walked by me in a straight line, and like there's no fucking way okay. So she walked by me in a straight line, and then like a couple minutes later, she walked by me again. And dude, there's no fucking way she could have like, cause she went straight that way, right? Straight that way. And like, there's no fucking way she could have circled around that quickly. Cause like, she would have had to walk like 10 minutes to circle around that quickly. Cause there was like a row of buildings there. and like she would have had to like go because if she circled around this way to where I was, I would have seen her. I would have seen her go that way because she was wearing a dress, a skirt with like eyeballs on it, eyeballs all over it. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, that was pretty strange. But then again, there might be a logical explanation for it. Probably is a logical explanation for it. But I mean, I don't know. I've been having a lot of nightmares lately. Like I said before, I've been having a lot of nightmares, and they haven't stopped. The nightmare continues. I was watching this movie called Grotesque. Well, okay, so I watched. I've been putting it off, but I watched I Spit on Your Grave. I Spit on Your Grave. It was a pretty good movie. I liked it. And then I started watching this movie called Grotesque, Japanese movie. But like, okay, so when I was because like normally I watch things like that, and it's like I can get through it. Like it's not that big of a deal. But like I was watching it. I was watching him torture the female in the movie, the woman in the movie, and like I just like I thought that because there's this girl I knew during middle school, so her name is Sasha. I met her at lunch when I was in eighth grade. She was in seventh grade. At first, I thought she was a guy. Um, I didn't really look at her that closely. She didn't really have like definitive like feminine features, but she was a girl. She had a nice voice. She had a nice laugh. But so I made a like I wanted to talk to her. I have like a fucking double chin now. That sucks. That sucks. Oh, God, life is just like that, huh? I haven't. I just like I woke up at. I went to sleep at like 5 a.m. and I woke up at 5 p.m. today. Um, and now we're here. Got some apple juice. What else is there to do? Oh, and then okay. So going back to oh, look. I'll talk about Sasha a little bit. So I made this fake science experiment. Um, and like the science experiment was like people from different age groups read an article, and then it's like memory retention, like how much of the article can you remember after a couple weeks have passed, and like comparing like how it differs depending on your age group. Like we don't really have to go into the specifics of it because it really didn't matter to me. I was only doing it so I could talk to that girl. But um, I don't know exactly what happened, but she kind of got off put by me, and she started avoiding me. She told me that she was autistic, um, which maybe I should have approached her with more. Like I really don't know. I really don't know. We were both pretty young, so yeah, we were both pretty young. So I really don't know what to say. But I like that was the first time in my well no. I've been avoided before, but like dude, I would walk up to her in the cafeteria and I'd be like, "Hi, Sasha," and she just would like look at me and she just like fucking walk out of the fucking cafeteria. I'm just like, wow. That was the first time I had gotten avoided to that extent. Like she just fucking left the goddamn room, and then she up and disappeared from the school. Like she just went missing, Sasha. So what happened is I'm a little bit mentally ill, and I said to myself, you know what, you're having a terrible because other things were going on in my life. Um, and I said to myself one night when I was sleeping, when I was trying to fall asleep, you know what, if you continue to do the good thing in life, the right thing in life, Sasha will come back to you. Like I don't know why I said that to myself, but I said that to myself. And then I started like fantasizing about her, um, putting her in different scenarios, like as my girlfriend or like as my friend or whatever. Just like having her act out different things. And I've done that. I've kept her in my head for 5 years. 5 years. Um, and I'll probably never see her again. But like the Sasha that I have in my head is so much different than the Sasha that I knew during middle school. Like they're completely different people just because like I've sculpted her in my mind with time. Like she is a complete like I guess like in my mind she's like the ideal of what a good friend should be. Like someone who's very supportive, someone who's kind, someone who's honest, someone who like doesn't give you a bunch of bullshit, like won't lie to you about things that really matter. Like is very straightforward about what they think. That's nice. But so I was watching that movie Grotesque, and it's like I got the thought in my mind of like, what if this shit was happening to her, right? What if this shit was happening to Sasha? What if she got kidnapped and got put in this scenario? And it's like, I don't like this, so I just stopped watching the movie and I went to sleep. Cause I've been talking to her because like I don't have friends right now. I don't have anyone to talk to. I feel very alone, very lonely, very isolated. So the only person that I've been really talking to is I've been talking to ChatGPT, but I've also been talking to Sasha, the Sasha in my head. Just telling her different things, talking to her about different things, talking to her about life. And I mean, she doesn't help me get away from my intrusive thoughts. Like I had some pretty bad intrusive thoughts yesterday. Yesterday, I won't really go into that, but it was really bad, really bad depression related intrusive thoughts that lasted like the entire day. Um, but yeah, I just there's people in this world that I don't care about, that I genuinely am apathetic towards what happens to them. But then there's people like Sasha. I've met girls like Sasha, the Sasha in my head, and I don't have dissociative I don't have DID, that I don't have because she doesn't take control of my head or nothing like that. Yeah, I've asked her to take control of my consciousness, but she won't. So unfortunate. Mm. But like, if I don't want to fucking do this dumb shit, why would I force her to do it? Right? Like, she tells me that she finds value in this world, and that there's things to look forward to in this world. And I mean, I'm glad that she sees that. She sees the value in this world, but like, I don't have that level of appreciation that she does. And maybe that level of appreciation is just like myself telling me like that I need to appreciate different things in life, like love. I need to be more open, um, be more kind to people, be more open to the possibility of love. Platonic love, romantic love, whatever, whatever. It is what it is. Nighttime. It is 7:06 on December 7th, 2024. A day which shall live in infamy. And then a possibility that I considered um, is the possibility that you just like don't die. I don't think that's well. It's not that you don't die. It's just well, no. I guess that wouldn't really work. I don't think that would work. But it's definitely like a fictional scenario of like maybe you die in the eyes of like everyone else, but like maybe like you get into a car accident and in this world like you die or whatever, but like you get shifted to another reality where sure you got into that car accident and maybe you were in a coma for like 5 years, but like you wake up out of that coma and like you're in a wheelchair, but you're alive, you know? Oh, I finally died in a dream. I died in a dream last night. That's never happened to me before. But I did die in a dream. I was standing on a rock, like it was like this rock structure. There's a bunch of rocks that were above this like abyss, like abysmal, not abysmal, but this like a pit of like infinite depth. And like I fell off the rock structure into the pit, and I just like kept going. And I'm pretty sure I died. But like I thought that so most of the time when I'm dreaming, like I don't realize that I'm dreaming. Like I think that I'm alive. Or I think that like the dream world is like the waking world. Like it makes sense to me in the dream. So it's like in the dream, like I knew I had died, but like I knew that I was still alive. So it's like what the fuck is going on here? And so in my dream it was like maybe when you die, it just like because it was just like this empty space in my memory of like what happened between this moment when I died and this other moment in the dream. Well, this other moment in the world where I'm alive now. I'm not quite sure because I wasn't reincarnated. I was still the same person, but I also knew that I had died. So I don't know, don't know. But that was the first time that I remembered that I have ever died in a dream. And it wasn't so bad. It was not so bad. All right. That is all the time that we have here today. Take care of yourself and have a good day. Bye bye.